Pro player ErycTriceps is taking some serious heat today from not only the Fortnite community, but also his own fans after being accused of smurfing to get high kill games in arena mode. Even some of his own subscribers are attacking him, saying, extremely talented player, so why do you feel the need to smurf for content? And stop posting vids of you clapping bots. Not impressed anymore. One fan even said, you played like a complete psychopath. These kids definitely thought about quitting arena after they got clapped by you. And that is what looks like most people are upset about, making a new account just to kill noobs and make yourself look good. But is this actually the case for Eric, or is he just having fun and making content that he feels is enjoyable for many? I'm your second favorite PE teacher, Denver. Click like and subscribe right now. And Eric and I talked quite a bit about this on Twitter. So do you think this is a big deal for pros to make new accounts and smurf to kill new players in arena mode? Let me know down in the comments below. Congrats to Panther Games for winning this week for using code thatdenverguyYT. Just send your pics or videos to my Twitter or Instagram messages of you guys using code thatdenverguyYT and tell me Xbox or PS4 gift cards or just PayPal. Either way, thank you guys for using my code, and we'll see the winner and more shout outs in the next video. Oh, and get that notification bell turned on. Now, this thread popped up on Reddit this morning saying pros smurfing. Thoughts on pros doing this? Every time I open ErycTriceps stream, I see him smurfing. I personally find it very boring to watch, and I would much rather see guys like him fight other top tier players instead of killing mobile players on an alt account. Now, I've never heard anything but good about Eric personally. He is definitely a talented player and has a good reputation in the community, but here he is being called out in other comments like this one saying, this is why I can't stand Eric anymore, as a quite good player killing beginners and casual players for content is pretty lame. And also, his ego is huge. Pretty harsh, but this is just an opinion and could totally be wrong or misguided. I think we can all admit that fighting only good players all the time gets old, especially as content creators, where much of the best content includes being able to get a lot of elims and especially wins, not just tunneling in a 1x1 for over half the game. Laserbeam and other big content creators talk about this quite a bit, and none of us just want to watch that all the time. User Crazy Banana says he wants to play for fun and wants Siphon. Wouldn't be a problem if they never took out Siphon. And you know what? This kind of makes sense. I talked to Eric on Twitter and asked him if he heard about the accusations, and he said yes and understands why people are feeling that way, but he was very happy to explain his side of things. The first thing he said was this: add Siphon to pubs, smurfing fixed. At least for me, the only reason I do it is because regular solos are unplayable, and so is Champions Arena. 10-minute queues, 10 people endgames, just a horrible streaming experience. Can you really argue with that though? Even if you hate that somebody kills noobs for content, your entire job is to keep people entertained, and you're stuck in 10 to 20 minute wait times. The entire early game in arenas is like 0 fights, maybe 1 until endgame, and then endgame is just trying to tunnel chasing circles. It's just not for everyone, and wait until you see what this pro player said about it. Will he side with Eric or the community? World Cup competitor Parallax, who played for 100T, said this: it takes 20 minutes to get into a game at 550 points on NA East for solos. The issue here is that it takes as long to get into a game as it does to play a full game, with 14 people endgame and everybody W keying because their favorite streamer does. By the way, W keying is just when you're constantly trying to attack people instead of playing strategically and trying to survive, like is good practice for competitive mode in the World Cup. Arena isn't practice, and smurfing is the only fun part of it because of Siphon. I'm currently on account 4 in Champs League, going to be 5 accounts soon. Once I hit 300, I don't play them anymore because queue times are terrible. So from a World Cup pro himself, it's terrible to play in Champions sometimes, let alone stream it or try to make YouTube videos off of it. ErycTriceps added on, smurfing on low points allows you to relax and still do well in games, mess around trick shotting or just flexing edits, etc. Not to mention how many more viewers I get when smurfing compared to regular solos. It's just a lot more enjoyable to watch. I get why people dislike it though. So at this point, what are you guys thinking? Still terrible for a pro to beat up a bunch of noobs? Or are you seeing Eric's side and why other pros smurf sometimes? London Bridge Troll gives a voice though to a lot of us who can't hang with the best players in the game, saying, speaking as a bot, that he's probably killed over and over. Things like this have 100% pushed me away from playing the game. Happens to most games where accounts are free, but when I'm trying to play other people with less than 50 points and struggling to build anything outside of a 1x1, it's what makes me turn the game off immediately. Now this could be a huge problem when people are quitting because they do nothing but get destroyed. Have you guys felt that yourselves? These are the last few videos from Eryk, and it looks like he is pulling a bunch of 20 bombs from these games. Out of millions of players, are 20 bots here or there in a single game that big of a deal? One controversial topic that was brought up is wondering if Eryk is good enough to hang with the top pros in Arena. Sick of this 123 on Reddit said, well, high level Arena isn't fun for everyone with people turtling up all the time in high queue times. Eryk, while being very mechanically skilled, hasn't really shown that he can keep up with the pros, so it'd probably be more beneficial for him to smurf and slay bots. I find it boring to watch too, but hey, whatever floats his boat. Again, just an opinion. Some of you guys might say Eryk is one of the best players in the game. Lost Lewis came in with some unhappy news saying, I unsubscribed because of it. Why would I want to watch the top 1% destroy the bottom 10%? Leads me to believe he can't compete at a higher level. Now, can Eryk actually compete at a high level? See for yourself and make up your own mind on it. So what do you think? Can he hang with the best players? It looks like all the mechanical skills are there. The quick, purposeful builds, the fast edits, the aim. Is he good enough to compete, but just would rather stomp noobs and build up his YouTube channel and keep people entertained on stream? Without playing against bots, Eryk would get a lot less clips like these that are awesome to watch. Check it out.
Using a bomb. Wait. Oof.
Now, Eryk added on an idea that a ton of pros have agreed with. If we want to see competitive Fortnite do well without destroying the game for millions of us who don't want to play competitive. He said in his messages to me, also would help if the ranked mode had a bigger skill gap. Currently, people just rush everyone for kills, and it ends up being 10 people in one build fight all spamming M1 with drum guns. Separate game modes casual and competitive. The competitive playlist shouldn't have half the items or weapons that casual does. Wow, what do you guys think about this? Pros have asked for this for quite a while, making competitive and normals completely separate games. It might stop the tension between what the pros want and how Epic can keep the game fun for casual players. Eryk says, no ballers, no stinks, no dynamites, nerf, explode damage, no drum gun, no combat or tac shotguns, just regular pump, no shotgun delay when editing and building, and many other things. I mean, it sounds good to me. A lot of the things that are super fun to casuals make competitive Fortnite awful. The ballers were disabled the last 2 weeks of World Cup, and I don't think a single pro player is upset about it. Most are saying that ballers should just be taken out of Arena and World Cup permanently. Since they are so low skill, you get free rotations, you can pick up ammo and mats with no fear of taking damage, you can crash into people's builds. Like, everything that is honestly pretty fun in normals just makes it awful for competitive players trying to win thousands of dollars. For smurfing though, These guys can be mad at Eric all they want, but in a free game, smurfing will pretty much never stop. Schulton says, I really think you guys have never played other competitive games. Smurfing is a thing in almost every single game I've ever played, and while it's annoying, there's not much to be done about it. On PC Overwatch, you need to buy the game again entirely, $40. Counter-Strike was the same way when it cost like $20, but now it's free, and it's horrible for not only smurfing, but cheating. If someone cheats and gets banned, who cares? Because they just make a new account anyway. Smurfing will always be a problem in a free game, and maybe you guys have a good idea for Epic. If you do, leave it down below. Maybe they'll see this, but like and sub if you guys haven't already. Use code thatdenverguyYT and send me those pics and videos, and check out my streams, Twitch TV, thatdenverguy, and I'll be streaming a lot more since school gets out soon, and I won't have to teach 8 hours a day. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love, Denver.